Der Deutsche Präventionstag. Zwischenruf. Erich Marx im Gespräch.
Today is Wednesday, the 16th of September 2020. I'm Erich Marx, and as the CEO of the German Prevention Congress, I'm pleased about your interest in our interim calls for prevention. I would like to welcome Mr. Obaidullah Tanha on the telephone in the Afghan capital, Kabul. Mr. Tanha is the coordinator of the Civil Peace Service of the German Society for International Cooperation, GIZ, in Afghanistan. Mr. Tanha, I welcome you warmly. Thank you for your willingness to make this interview. And may I first ask you, which challenges for prevention work do you consider to be particularly important at present and in general?
It has almost been 4 decades that Afghanistan suffers civil war. The current generation of young people has also grown up in conflict and violence. So it is very common that they use violence as means to solve problems. In many cases, they see action of violence as a tradition or connected to religion, especially the violence against women. Therefore, violence prevention work is most likely to change the mindset or belief of people. The Corona-Krise added to the existing problems because all family members are at home all the time and many people are jobless. Those who worked as daily workers lost their income, and providing bread to the family is very hard. Additionally, Corona provoked another kind of stress that often leads people to violence. As gatherings are not possible, we cannot contribute enough working on violence prevention. We, as the Civil Peace Service CPS, focus our methods on approaches on people interacting and exchange very closely with each other. Of course, we are doing our trainings now partly by digital means. However, this cannot substitute the physical presence of people.
What is the central concern, Mr. Tanha, of your message today?
The intra-Afghan talks between the Taliban and the government of Afghanistan is ongoing in Doha, but it is not clear if the talk will lead to peace. Nobody knows if an agreement will be reached or what will happen to the achievements we made in the last 19 years, such as freedom of women, freedom of speech, personal freedom, improvement of education system, and many more. This creates uncertainty for everyone. Furthermore, I see people who had no income in the last 3 to 4 months, and there is no compensation by the state. Their life condition is very poor. They need urgent support. The above-mentioned situation stresses people and as they don't know how to cope with stress, some of them turn to violence, which harm themselves and others around them. The young generation or the young people suffers very much from the current situation. Through life skills elements, we as Civil Peace Service work with the youth to support them in coping with stress and dealing constructively with their emotions and not losing their hope. In our trainings, we focus on how to help oneself and those around them by avoiding violence. In such a difficult situation, CPS work on prevention of violence is very important and helpful. We see that those young people with whom we work behave differently. They are able to control or deal with their anger. Their family members are happy for their contribution in creating a peaceful environment in the family and preventing actions of violence among siblings and others around them.
In conclusion, Mr. Tanha, I would like to ask you to give a brief summary of your concerns today.
I hope that our work as CPS contributes to a culture of peace and non-violence promoted by the youth. Corona is a concern which worries us a lot in relation to our work. As the Afghan state cannot provide enough services, a second wave of the pandemic will be very hard for us to cope with. It's not only because of the physical losses, but it also harms people mentally, and mental services are very poor in this country. At the same time, we hope very much for the peace talks to end with a satisfying result so that the people can live in a peaceful environment after decades of war.
Dear Mr. Tanha, thank you very much for your interjection today. I wish you every success and the necessary resources you need for your continued engagement, and remain healthy. Goodbye.